There is a flip side to the typing of the dead Overkill, called the House of the Dead Overkill. This other game involves the same levels and plot, but instead of typing to destroy the zombies, you have to click on them with your mouse. There are cash pickups around various levels, and you use these as well as the points you gain from the end of each level to buy more guns and upgrade them. If, like me, you find that doing all that clicking is infeasible, there are some other options. For moving the mouse around, I use MouSense, though you could use a regular mouse or even a graphics pad. For the clicking, I use this Autohotkey script, which once running will click many times per second, activated by pressing Ctrl-Alt-G. In combination with MouSense, this means that I just have to turn my head and look to each new enemy, and occasionally correct the cursor position so that it is in the right place. With a regular mouse or graphics pad, you just gently move them to where the zombies are. Be aware that even if you're playing full screen mode, in about 1 in 5 playing sessions I've experienced the cursor clicking back onto the desktop when it's at the edge of the game screen with the script running, and then every desktop shortcut the cursor moves across gets loaded many times, which isn't fun to correct. A good preventative measure is to move your desktop icons out of the way. Firstly, you need to uncheck Align Icons to Grid and Auto-Arrange Icons, then click on the background, press Ctrl-A, then drag the top left icon down so it's half out of view at the bottom. Because you selected all of them, they will all move with it. So now it's safe even if the cursor escapes, and you'll have time to press Shift and end the script. To return your icons later, you click on the desktop background, press Ctrl-A, drag the top left one back into its position, and it will bring the others back with it. Then you can realign the icons back to the grid, or auto-arrange them, or both. Ultimately, you're able to play through almost all of the normal levels like this, except for the final boss for which you are equipped with the Minigun. The Minigun requires that you hold down the left mouse button for various periods, and it takes just over 0.2 seconds to start firing, so rapid clicking achieves nothing. You can make a script like this for holding down the left mouse button continuously, which will lead to the gun firing for a few seconds, cooling down for a few seconds, then repeating. You may need to release it and hold it down again during the fight because sometimes your gun gets knocked away, and to continue when you run out of health, but it is possible to win like this. If you have VoiceBot, there are many further options. Having taken measurements, I've found that the maximum time you need to hold down the mouse is about 3.3 seconds, and for holding down between 2.2 seconds and the maximum there will be a forced cooldown period where you can't fire. Knowing this, the simplest approach is to use numbers which represent multiples of half a second, along with commands to press Escape, do a basic click, and have a command for activating the Autohotkey rapid-fire script. I've got the numbers going up to 11 because one of the automatic weapons has a cycle of 5.5 seconds once it's fully upgraded. You're able to buy the minigun after first defeating the final boss, so you can do further calibration and tweaking in the normal levels. An interesting side effect of building these VoiceBot commands is that you're again able to defeat individual enemies using your voice. However you defeat the final boss, you will also unlock the Director's Cut levels, which have more zombies, explore more of the area of each level, and even reveal what happens in the missing footage part of the final level. However, you have limited continues on these levels, making them very hard to complete. So to approach this I use Cheat Engine to find the counter for my health bar. When I do so, I find two results which behave identically. I have found that one of these is the actual health and the other is the number of displayed rectangles in the health bar, but rather than wasting time figuring out which is which, you can just set both as inactive, and then you won't run out of health during the level. Yes, this does take the peril out of the situation, but the levels and bosses are still tricky, and you will still need to find the variable at the start of every level because the program doesn't keep them in the same place. Which also means that it's probably a good idea to reactivate any inactive variables when you complete a level, or delete them from the list on Cheat Engine. There are some goals on each of the Director's Cut levels which are impossible without the ability to click accurately many times, or doing more complex cheating, so ignore them. Personally, I think having the power of bullet vision more than makes up for it. So here's a short session using the VoiceBot and Autohotkey commands simultaneously. Click. 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 Change weapon. 3. 2, 1. Five. Continuous. Click. 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 Rapid fire. Rapid fire. Release. 11. Click. 2, 3, 2, 4, 11.